All right, 49ers 30 for 30 continues. 30 draft visits officially, that's the NFL cap. These have been predictive of who the 49ers have actually drafted in the past. Next one's going to be a nice edge rusher, YaYa Diaby out of Louisville. Just in Louisville for a video a few weeks ago on my way back to Nashville from the NFL Combine. Anyway, this is an explosive edge rusher, top end athleticism. Watch this. As soon as I hit the play button, there's going to be a burst and a half right past the right tackle. No chance. Diaby has a 4.5 40 and a 1.56 10-yard split. Those are both elite times. That's impressive. Watching him just beat tackles with athleticism. Now he's 263 pounds, and on that play right there, we're going to rewind and see that one again in a little bit. Diaby worked on the inside. Mainly, it is his athleticism that gets the job done. But there is at that 263-pound weight, there is some hope that physically he's going to be able to be an adaptable player on both the inside and the outside. Right here, watch that bounces off the pulling linemen and makes the stop in the backfield for some good run defense. So YaYa Diaby, I mean, this is worth rewatching. There is top end explosion here for this guy. And that top end explosion is something that the 49ers obviously like. Now, you may ask, how is this guy going to be available with, this type of burst later on in the draft when the 49ers pick? Well, Diaby had 9 sacks with Louisville in 2022, but he only had 1.5 sacks prior to that. So this is a late bloomer. And because Diaby is a late bloomer, the 49ers might be in a situation where he is available to them in the third round. Maybe a little bit higher up in the third round. It might necessitate a trade up. They're going to be ready for anything. Chris Kasarik obviously wants that bookend for Nick Bosa. D Ford had a 4.5 40, had about a 1.5 something split. Diaby, I mean, this split is awesome. I don't know if his get off is going to be at D Ford's level. Obviously needs a lot more polishing. But 9 sacks last year was no joke for Louisville. Only a sack and a half the year prior to that, though, and only a sack and a half in his D1 career prior to that. So because he's a late bloomer, he's not going to be a first round pick. His stock is likely rising after he ran that 4.5 with that split. But here is Diaby's spider chart. And I mean, this right here, this jumps off of the screen. Take a look at this. I looked this up today. That's really good. That's elite. That's elite kind of stuff. I'm gonna take this off the screen just briefly so you can see everything. This is a percentile measurement. This guy's an elite athlete for his position. This is measured against other defensive ends. So you've got YaYa Diaby at near the top at 10-yard split. I said it was a 1.56. Basically, Brock Purdy's 10-yard split right around there. 40-yard dash, 4.51 for an edge rusher. Really, really good. The vertical is there. So, you already knew he'd probably have a vertical given that 10-yard split, given the explosiveness. The broad jump, 73rd percentile. Good hand size. The arm length, his arms aren't quite as long, still 63rd percentile, so above average. And the height and weight, a little bit below average. But the 49ers, I mean, I think they're looking for that speed rushing type opposite Nick Bosa. Again, though, they need whoever plays opposite to also be able to play the run because you've got this explosion on the passing downs from YaYa Diaby. And this is awesome. College tackles can't handle him, especially Louisville's competition can't handle him. That, by the way, looked like the Nick Bosa play where he backed Colton Miller into Jarrett Stidham, forced interception. But right here, this is the play that I want to see out of YaYa Diaby because you know that he's got below average size. Not by much, but since he is a speed rusher, he has sacrificed some size on the table. Some people say, "Oh, is the arm length long enough?" What 63rd percentile? I think so. But right here, he's fighting in the scrum against big linemen, and he's making a tough run stop. And I think that's going to be something that's important to the 49ers before we see another nice rip into the backfield at the Senior Bowl. YaYa Diaby, that stock might be rising. He might be out of the 49ers' reach, but they're hosting him on one of these 30 visits. Now, where would he fit? Because even if they don't pick Diaby, people are talking about the 49ers adding another edge rusher. Well, for that, we can open the 49ers depth chart. Here we go. Let's just play some make believe. Slot YaYa Diaby in if the 49ers were able to pick him there in the third round. That would be the most likely. We've got both Armstead, Hargrave, Drake Jackson across that defensive line. Austin Bryant, Cleveland Farrell are the 2 second string defensive ends right now. Obviously, Alex Barrett likely headed to the practice squad again. Yeah, I mean, you'd slot YaYa Diaby in right here after Cleveland Farrell, and you would hope that he starts cracking the rotation. Kinda like Drake Jackson last year. Jackson got off to a hot start. Diaby probably a little bit more polish needed, but you could see how the 49ers could really round out this D line room by picking a nice edge rusher, give themselves some options for the future because Farrell, Austin Bryant, both of those guys only on 1-year deals. So maybe signing a veteran edge rusher isn't the way for the 49ers. I mean, they've already signed 2. A lot of people want one of the bigger names. They want a Clowney, they want a Justin Houston. But with Farrell and Bryant already in tow, the 49ers may well be looking at the draft and a player who is visiting them in YaYa Diaby. Now, one more thing here. Louisville ran a 3-4. Did that inhibit YaYa Diaby's burst, that insane athleticism that we've talked about that we saw the spider chart for? Possibly. More of a read and react 3-4, right? Well, there is no reading and reacting going on in a Chris Kasarek wide 9-4-3 front. And in a wide 9 where you elongate those defensive ends, they get some more room against the tackles. I think a guy like YaYa Diaby would have a lot of potential to be a good player. There's a reason why he's on this visit. And I think that, maybe some of that potential still untapped. That's for the 49ers to determine. We'll see if they do pick them. But that's how YaYa Diaby and his athleticism would fit with this football team. All right, more 49ers 30 and 30 material coming up. Make sure that you like the video, sub to the channel. Talk to you all very soon. Everybody, take care.